back on another episode of Chillen with Moose. It's a different background. I'm still working on everything, so I apologize if the quality isn't as great. Thank you guys for watching all my videos. In today's guest, we have UFC coach, manager, and corner Dustin Adams. This man has multiple superstars. Kevin Holland being one of my favorite fighters. Randa Marcos, solid red hair, super good fighter. Jessica Rose Clark, Jesse James. She is a savage. And they're having a seminar in Texas. So if you want to go check that out, I think it's $100. Kevin Holland's going to be there. Shout out to Travis Lutter MMA. Shout out to everyone watching my videos. Make sure you subscribe. And thanks. We'll see you on the next episode of Chilling with Moose.
Is that better?
Alrighty. I am here with Dustin Adams. He is, well, I already broke it down on the intro. So, Justin, where are you from, my man?
Originally, born and raised in Cloudcroft, New Mexico. It's a little bitty mountain town. So small you don't lose your girlfriend, you lose your turn.
Oh, I've lived in a small town.
Yeah, my family owned a ski resort there, so I grew up in the mountains. Got into the whole rodeo thing, rode bulls forever. Ended up in Fort Worth, Texas now, because that was more of the rodeo atmosphere, and the Philippines were beating us riding bulls, so I started to ask around, and it turns out there was a lot of background. So that led me to Travis Lutter's gym. Now, fighting's a lot more fun than riding bulls was, and we're able to do that.
How long have you lived out in Texas?
Shit, I want to say 16 years, probably.
Oh, damn.
I've been here a minute, yeah.
So, do you, like, when your hometown comes up, do you kind of consider Texas your hometown too?
Yeah, more so anymore, especially with everything. I think I've been here longer than I was in Cloudcroft, really, so it's kind of where we call home.
Awesome. I wanted to ask you about your first fighter that you started managing, coaching. Who was it?
It was actually Kevin. Kev's been on the team since, so Kev moved over from California a decade ago, longer than that, and he was helping me get ready for my amateur debut. I fought Anthony Ivy, who was also in the UFC at 185, I believe, and fought lightweight back then. Kevin was a great sparring partner to get ready for that fight. So I was helping him, he was helping me. We hit it off, and we've always been kind of working together. And I had him. I had a kid named Isaiah Gutierrez who fought briefly in Bellator. Super talented kid. I think he's part of Jackson Link's pro team now. He's since moved on from our team. And as it stands now, I'm helping Kevin, Randa Marcos. We got Jesse tomorrow night to help on a seminar. Thrown around a few other names lately that are looking to try to help out. And we've got some up-and-comer guys, Nico Palazzo, Joel Guzman, Austin Powers. I don't know if you guys know Austin Powers, that's his real name, but Austin's fun.
Austin Powers.
I know it. It's a great name.
Yeah, if your last name was Powers and you had a kid, you know, you can't go wrong.
He's older in the movie, so it's like came first. It's just great timing.
One thing I also wanted to mention for job titles is you are a very proud husband, my man.
You gotta be proud.
Yeah.
You gotta be proud. When you got a good chick, you gotta be proud.
And I definitely salute you for that.
I try. Nobody wants to run around with a bad looking one. Definitely getting better the older we get, so I like that.
How long have you guys been married?
Since November. Actually, I dated her for the last couple years. She did my ex-wife's makeup. And then her son was my ring bearer. Now he was my best man in the wedding to his mom. But yeah, I think that was the one weekend that Kevin took off fighting last year during COVID. It was for my wedding.
That's crazy.
Yeah, he makes for good rooms and speeches and bachelor parties.
Yeah, I bet you that speech and toast were epic.
Oh man. Yeah, he told stories on me that nobody needed to know.
So I wanted to talk about, so you always hear that common saying like of a gym bully or people who just totally beat the hell out of their sparring partners. Do you guys have anything of that going on at your gym? Like, or maybe just somebody who, when you go with them, that, you got to kind of go, you got to step it up and,
I can tell you, as far as gym bullies, it's like Kevin and I talk nonstop when we roll together. We talk shit to each other, to everybody around us. Everybody that's kind of has malicious intent gets run out of our gym pretty quick. Travis is top dog for a reason, Lutter, and the way that he can manhandle people in the gym kind of shuts down everything. We had one guy that came in about a year and a half ago, out of the blue, real arrogant, claimed he had some MMA experience, and he tried to manhandle somebody, and Travis went and kind of let him know his place in the food chain, and then wouldn't let him leave when the guy tried to leave. Like, the guy, I think he pressured Travis, and Travis explained to him, you can't tap pressure, that's not a real situation, like, you're just being silly. And after Trav was done working on him, he turned his son on for the next round. His son worked on him, Kevin worked on him. He just went progressively and wanted everybody was beating this kid to get to the point where he finally said, I've had enough, I'm done, I'm sorry. And Travis said, okay. And we never saw the guy again. There's no room for that bully scenario in the gym. There's always somebody bigger than that person.
Yeah, I seen recently. You got Dustin Poirier. There were some videos, and I guess he was just teeing off on this amateur. So I was figuring like that was pretty brutal.
I trained with Dustin ages ago. It was his first UFC fight. I spent a year in Denham Springs, Louisiana. So I trained with Tim Credor and Rich Clemente. Dustin was just getting going in the UFC. And I didn't experience anything like that. A lot of the time when you see that scenario, there's something that's led up to it, whether it's cheap shots, smack talk, something. Because you got to think, these guys that are composed fighters, they're at this level for a reason. They don't get super emotional. That being said, I did have one day, a sparring round with the old Trailblazer, where I was allowed to hit him with whatever I wanted to, and all he was allowed to do was punch me in the ass. And 3 minutes in, I was walking like Stephen Hawking. I just felt paralyzed. It was terrible. So our gym bully is Kevin, maybe.
Kevin, right? I guess that's not too bad of a gym bully to have if he's, goes easy on you.
He's going to talk shit either way.
Yeah.
He backs it up.
I wanted to ask, too, what's your opinion on the difference between Trailblazer and Big Mouth? Because I think Big Mouth has got some good, big victories. And Trailblazer, I feel like maybe they're the same guy. And not saying they aren't the same guy, obviously, but, I'm just saying, like, he can be Big Mouth and blaze a trail.
So, he admitted, even up through after the Brunson fight, he admitted he was kind of trying to give everybody what they wanted in being the big mouth. And it worked. I think the best example of big mouth at his finest is probably the Joaquin Buckley fight.
Yeah.
Maybe the Jacare fight. But the scary part is, like, Trailblazer, you could see the difference, even the level up from the Brunson fight a week later to the Vettori fight, where he was more focused and zoned in. It's like when you have Trailblazer on point, you get Kevin that beat Anthony Hernandez. I cornered him in his second pro fight down in Laredo, Texas, and it was just he and I went down there, and he knocked out. In 23 seconds, and he knocked out Aaron Reeves, hit him again, woke him back up, and then choked him out all in 23 seconds.
Oh, damn. Also, how does it feel like your first person you cornered like blew up and made it to the UFC? And how is it joining Travis Lutter's gym, like that whole experience?
Trav's, it's not Trav's first rodeo by any means. It's like Trav was around and fighting in the days he used to go over and help Guy Metzger and a lot of the Lions Den guys. He's had his Ken Shamrock rounds. Trav's old school. It's cool. It's cool to see the difference and hear the difference in stories from Travis's time in the UFC to being alongside Kevin and seeing his. It's been good for the gym, but it's definitely not the last that we'll have. I mean, heck, like I said, we got Randa, she's getting another fight, and we've got some up-and-comers that'll make it eventually, and it's just a matter of, we've talked about bringing in a handful of other UFC talent that's interested in joining the team, because the recipe works. It's just sometimes getting the ingredients in the right order.
Yeah, absolutely. Who's your best guys as wrestler at Travis Lutter's gym? Because I don't think you guys, I'm not really big on traveling a bunch of gyms. Like, probably just stay with your gym and bring people into your environment, because, if you've had success there.
So, yeah, we've got, well, it's funny because Travis actually was a stud wrestler that learned to implement jiu-jitsu. Even Kevin has said that by going out and spending time with Cormier out in San Jose, he's doing the same stuff he does with us in the gym. There's a little different awareness that he's learning by being with that many different high-level guys. But we've got guys that were on Team Takedown back in the Johnny Hendricks era.
Oh, yeah.
We've got some stud wrestlers at the gym. It's just a matter of getting Kevin to understand sometimes what's going on there. And in the same breath, Kevin doesn't have horrible wrestling. Kevin can wrestle. He is selective in those two fights. He was selective because, one, he had two 25-minute fights back within 10 days or 2 weeks, and he didn't want to get tired. So he was giving up the takedown to Brunson without much effort to stop it, because he was always under the impression that all the coach was one to stop him. Horrible tactic. Kevin had a lot going on behind the scenes mentally that nobody knows about that really could have been in that fight. And that was not the best performance. He dressed it up for the Bowie fight. He was a lot better. But he was also outweighing. Before he was 211 on fight, and then locked in paper by number 2. So it's like, he doesn't have bad wrestling. Even DC will say, he's improving every time he's out there. Every day he's there. He's working with Deron Wynn, and I think we're going to see much improved Kevin. Get smart, great wrestling takedown. He's putting on a little bit size too. He's big. He was a little light. He's about the same size as the average welterweight. And so it'll be nice to see him with a little more wrestling takedown defense and about a 10-pound weight gain. I think he'll be a lot more of a problem for this division than people think.
Yeah, because he's definitely lanky and long, so if he can add some weight on that body, they're not going to be able to mess with him.
And you got to think, too, our next fight is not going to be a main event, and it's not going to be a title fight, so we're looking at a 3-round fight. Energy is not going to be a concern for him. He's going to be able to mash the gas pedal. I hope that they give us Christoph Jocko so we can get another striker instead of a guy who's concentrating heavily on wrestling. But I think regardless of who we get, we're going to see Kevin blast him in this next. He'll go on another run. He'll go win 4 or 5 in a row. I'd like to see him get up there and beat Vittori back up, beat Brunson up, and I'd really like to see him fight Izzy.
Yeah, I think just the style matchups, because he's Kung Fu, and then Izzy thinks he's a style bender, so.
Izzy's deal, it's funny when you see them interact face to face, because it's like I think it was the Ontiveros fight last year. Izzy was out, and I think we had 4 or 5 altercations with Izzy before it was done. It was kind of funny, but after the fight, we were all in the out by the pool. It was me, Kev, Shug, and Rashad Evans, and Danny Castillo. And Izzy walked by, and Rashad thought he was going to smooth everything over. So he grabbed Izzy and started talking to him and pulled Kevin over to have kind of a discussion. And Kev's Kevin, regardless. Izzy made a comment he didn't like, so he let him know I thought they were going to fight right then and there. And that happened about 4 times, 5 times that weekend. That's a fight that's going to happen. It's going to be fun because Kevin hits a hell of a lot harder than Izzy. And he's faster.
Yeah, I agree. I also wanted to talk about your farm life, man. I know is that your stepbrother that's a bull rider, or is he your?
My stepsons.
Oh, your son, yeah.
Yeah, my stepsons. I got one that's a bull rider, one that's a bareback rider, and one that's a bullfighter. The bullfighter's 3rd in the world right now. And he's in South Carolina this weekend coming out for a bullfight. That shit's crazy.
And he dresses up as a clown sometimes, doesn't he? He's got all these nice outfits.
He is. He's a rodeo clown straight up, and it's funny because he's a little stud anyway. Girls love him. And then he puts his grease paint on, and he gets out there and he turns bulls, and he got ran over a year and a half ago, and had to have titanium plates put in his face at the ripe old age of 19.
Oh my gosh.
Yeah, they're all tough little shits, and they can all wrestle, and they can all fight, and I'm scared to death to see exactly what's going to come over the next 10 years.
So you are a man of many hats. You got all these jobs. How do you manage everything?
Poorly. I feel like I said, it's important to have a good chick on your side, and Ash, my wife, she does a good job maintaining family life and keeping me on point for everything I need to do. And then, we just kind of prioritize and fill in gaps, and we can always find time to do something, whether it's get things done or screw off. So that's right. Get more done.
Alrighty. You got anything else you want to get off your chest before we wrap it up?
Let's see. If you're in the DFW area, June 19th, we got the Jessica Rose Clark seminar. She's a doll. She's going to be beating people up. Kevin's going to be helping her. You guys feel free to drop in, get a hold of us. If there's any fighters up and coming that need help with anything from sponsors to contracts, hit me up, let me know. We'll see what we can do.
Alrighty, thank you so much for your time, brother. And we'll see you on the next one.